What's up guys, my name is DeadVerse and this is the Paradox Junction Starter Room Challenge in Black Ops 7 Zombies. In the Paradox Junction Starter Room, you have access to the Arsenal Machine, the Rampage Inducer, the Velox 5.7 Wall-Buy Pistol, the Origins Mystery Box, the Gobblegun Machine, the Perk Quick Revive, and also the ammo box that is located right here, and also the Spores and Destroyed Nuketown. For this challenge, we're going to be using the Carbon 57 submachine gun. This submachine gun has the Fabricator mag, which has infinite ammo. It's actually pretty useful because, of course, what we're going to do is we're going to pair that up with a strategy that I'll show you guys later on. This strategy will involve upgrading its rarity and also making sure that we have the correct ammo mod so we can kill a bunch of zombies. Because, of course, in this challenge, we really have not a lot of things to work with, and I just feel like this is going to be the best method to use against the zombies. And we're also going to be facing dogs and, of course, the mimics. And you know, the mimics are quite annoying, and I feel like in this case, it's like, okay, we want to have a weapon that can kill them pretty quickly, and also many other things. I also have Perkaholic, Armageddon, and of course the Wonder Bar because we need to get a specific weapon from the box. Anytime we're in the starter room, I would suggest using a Perkaholic because in this case the perks that we have are limited, and I just feel like we always need to have as many perks as possible. And of course there are no TED tasks, so that's also a pretty difficult thing to deal with. And then from here what we're going to do is use Armageddon. Now for some reason it doesn't want to give it to me, which is kind of strange, but we'll get it right now soon. Now that we're facing against the dogs, one of the benefits of the Carbon 57 in the early rounds is the fact that we don't have to buy ammo. Now of course the reason why is because I want to save my points for a specific wonder weapon that we're going to use so we can constantly purchase ammo for it just in case we always need it. Now we're being teleported to past Nuketown. In past Nuketown, you will have access to a random perk, most likely Jug. You will also have access to the regular mystery box as well as the Code 9 wall buy, and also another thing is that you will have these crystals on the floor you can shoot. The switching between each Nuketowns comes after a dog round, meaning that anytime you get a max ammo, you're expected to switch to a different map. It's basically the same thing. Time to open the mystery box, and with Wonder Bar and also Crate Power, we're going to use this Wonder Weapon which will help us carry through the high rounds, and also with this weapon which will be the Raygun Mark II. Now you might be thinking, why this weapon? One of the benefits of the Raygun Mark II is the fact that, of course, you can penetrate multiple zombies, but another thing is that it kills mimics pretty quickly. And I just feel like overall it's like a pretty good weapon. And I just feel like it's really good when it comes to killing many zombies that are right in front of you, because of course you always want a weapon like that. And sometimes whenever the Carbon 57 runs out of ammo in terms of its overheat mechanic, you want to make sure that you have the Raygun Mark II just in case. And now what we're going to do, of course, is face the dogs in this version of Nuketown. And like I said, it's basically the same thing. The only difference I would say is of course the environment. I mean, it does look a little bit better, but at the same time it's like, you know what, it's pretty cool to watch regardless. And then we got max ammo. Let's go. Now we're back in past Nuketown. Let's shoot the mimic with the Raygun Mark II, and you guys can see that it takes only one shot. Now of course once we get into the higher rounds, it might be a little bit more difficult to kill, but it's like, it's still great to have. And in this case, what we're going to do, of course, is fill up the Spore and see if we can get anything from it. Sometimes you could get a free wonder weapon, you could get some perks, you can actually get some pretty decent stuff. But for the most part, I find it not to be as useful as it used to be. Because of course, back then I'm pretty sure to get better stuff than usual. But at the same time, it's like, it's always good to do. I mean, it doesn't hurt once in a while. And then from here, we're going to kill this last zombie that's over here. Let's test it out again, and as you can see, it's over 13,000 damage. Now of course, we do have perks, which is going to help us a lot. I would say PhD is also a really great perk for this, just because of course you can easily slide and you can just move around the map pretty easily. And also melee macchiato. I mean, think about it this way, it's like you can punch zombies and of course you can get them out of the way. Sometimes I feel like the zombies can get annoying, but in this case it's like having these perks helps a lot, and especially with T. I mean, look at that, you can easily get that zombie. Is it viable to fight on top of the vehicles? Well, let's find out. So far, I mean, you guys can see that Paradox Junction is really challenging. I would say it's one of the most challenging maps ever for a starter room challenge. Now in this case, what we're going to do is just constantly slide and keep on killing zombies, and of course the Carbon 57 is running out, so we have to switch to the Raygun Mark II, just get these zombies, and thank God for the insta kill, which is a saving grace for us. The strategy involves the ammo mod Fireworks on your weapon. Now why Fireworks? Now as you can see, it's going to kill a lot of zombies. They do come from different angles, which makes it a little bit of a challenge. However, once they do come within the radius of the fireworks, it does really good amount of damage and easily wipes out many of the zombies that are in your way. This is a perfect example of what I mean. I have a train of zombies right here. I shoot the firework ammo mod, and look at that. It killed almost all the zombies. There were of course a few left because they were on the outside. However, the ones that were on the inside easily got eliminated by my fireworks, and I just feel like that's actually really good. How about against dogs? Is fireworks going to make a huge difference? Well, so far we can see that these dogs don't even stand a chance against me. Now of course I am camping on top of this house right here. It does kind of suck that you can't go inside the house, but I mean, I get it. They want it to be only in the middle area of the cul-de-sac, but I just feel like so far it's not that bad. When I made the best ammo mod augments video regarding the ammo mods and of course their augments, I wanted to test out fireworks and see which combination was the best. And once I came across this one, I was so excited. I was like, no way, you can literally just train a horde of zombies and easily wipe them out within one sweep. And I just feel like that's actually pretty cool. I mean, it is a new ammo mod in this game, and I'm surprised that it hasn't been tuned or anything. Now, of course, I'm pretty sure most people haven't tried it out, and now it's like, I want to show you guys how powerful this is. Now, of course, it does have to be in close quarters compared to other ammo mods, but overall, it's like pretty useful nonetheless. And of course, combining it with Frenzy Guard, that's a really good combination. Because of course, being able to eliminate the zombies while getting armor from Frenzy Guard, I mean, that's very good. And I just feel like overall, it's going to make it so you can survive longer. Funny enough, I was thinking about what field upgrade to use, and I was like, Toxic Growth and Energy Mine, although would be pretty good, I've already used them before, and I feel like it would be kind of boring just to see the same ones over and over. And I'm like, you know what, Frenzy Guard is a pretty good field upgrade, and on this map, since you're in close quarters, it's like needing armor is very essential, and of course using a lot of ammo. Because the setup that I have is specifically for solo, and of course it makes it so I can use ammo from my stock, just in case. Now, of course, it doesn't make sense with the Carbon 57, but with the Raygun Mark II, it's like you want to constantly shoot regardless of what you're doing. Another field upgrade that I had thought about using originally was Aether Shroud. However, since the crafting table is not present, of course I can't get any score streaks, and most importantly armor. And I feel like in this case I desperately need armor, especially when I'm in solo. Maybe in groups is not much of a big deal because maybe you could just camp in like a corner or something. However, in this case I'm constantly training, and I feel like armor is very essential. And of course Aether Shroud can help me. Maybe next time I'll try it out, but I feel like in this case having Frenzy Guard really does serve a purpose, and maybe in the next map I might use Aether Shroud, or in the next one. It just depends on what I think about what setups work best, because of course one of the main things I always do is make sure that you guys have the best setups for this challenge regardless of what starter room you're in. And it's always essential that I just make sure that anything I use is going to be something you might use as well, just like on the previous maps. That's why sometimes before I play in the starter room, I always think about what should I use as my main weapon. And in this case, I was like, you know what, I should use a weapon that has infinite ammo, and of course the Raygun Mark II, because unfortunately the Blunder Guy is not good at all, especially when you can only upgrade to the first Pack-a-Punch tier. The good thing is that there will be a Pack-a-Punch 3 Gobblegum that will come later on. However, of course we don't have that, and in this case we're just going to use whatever is next best in line. From here, we're just going to finish off these zombies. Let me just shoot them in the head, and then from here what we're going to do, of course, is grab this nuke. We have made it to round 25 and officially gotten the first calling card. Let's go. This year, the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 Zombies community actually held an event called Zombies for Charity. And what this is that basically they went to high rounds and also doing Easter egg challenges so that they can support an organization. In this case, it was called the Community Organized Relief Effort, or stands for CORE, which is basically helping many people around the world in terms of natural disasters, humanitarian crises, and also other emergencies. I appreciate when the Zombies community has events like these every year. I believe they're around like the summertime, and it's just great because it's like in the middle of the year, and I just feel like a lot of times it brings awareness to many organizations that are out there trying to help out people that are in need, especially many families in situations where they can't provide for themselves. You know, I feel like a lot of times we take things for granted, but it's like what's important is that we make awareness of what's going on around us. And I feel like overall it's like it helps us reconnect with those that are in need. And at the same time, it's like showing that we have good character. I mean, on one hand, it's like you're providing for the good of the people. And it's like, regardless of whatever you get back, it's like no matter what, you always do what's right. And I feel like in this case, that's one of the main things I always try to look for, is that someone who's willing to do the right thing, it's like, it's going to really change a lot for the better. And I just feel like, you know, it's something that I always try to think about. It's like, okay, anytime we're trying to do something, it's like we want to make sure that we have good intentions with it. I was watching some of the YouTuber streams, and it was just great seeing them interact with the community. And I feel like a lot of times it's like having us as fans, it's like working together trying to just resolve something. It's like, okay, that's pretty good. I mean, they raised over $10,000. I mean, that's pretty well done. And I feel like for this case, $10,000 might not seem like a lot for most people. I mean, for example, in the United States, like groceries, rent, and also cost of living is pretty expensive. However, in many places around the world, especially like in third world countries, I feel like $10,000 is a good amount of money. It's like it can really change people's lives. And I feel like in this case, it's like it's great that we're over here doing something to make a difference. Even if it's like $1 or $2, regardless of how much you donate, it's like that's just a good amount of money. And I just feel like it helps out a lot of people. And I'm glad that they have these events. It seems like every single year. And I just feel like, you know, as we continue on, I mean, who knows, maybe someday they'll invite me and I'll be a part of it as well. I would like to contribute in some way, shape, or form, because I feel like, you know, me being part of the event someday, it's like I feel like I'll be able to provide more of a bigger voice, because of course right now I'm just starting out, but as time goes on, maybe something will change. And I feel like so far it has been, and I feel like as we continue to provide more support, it's just going to be a great thing. Now I'm pretty sure that the organizations they support are different every single year. However, like I said, regardless of what it is, I feel like we will be able to accomplish as much as we can because of course, as a community, we're all in this together, regardless of what happens. As we approach the high rounds on Paradox Junction, one thing I want you to consider is that you might be able to get stuck in multiple places more often. And I feel like sometimes it's like, okay, what can I do to get out of the situation? And so what I'm doing is just using the carbon 57 on the zombies that are weak. And then of course, the Ray Gun Mark II is a secondary just in case. And then from here, I'm just going to wall jump. And then I'm going to get this full power because of course we need that as much as possible. Sometimes I feel like drops are pretty inconsistent, it just depends. So I would say using a power vacuum gobblegum can actually help in this case. Now we got insta kill. With the insta kill, let's just easily kill the mimic. I feel like with insta kill it's actually one of the best power ups for the starter room challenge because of course you're able to kill zombies with no problem, and then just of course being able to save as much ammo as possible. And then we're going to go over here, just keep on spraying and praying and just getting as many zombies as possible. And like I said, I think one of the things you want to keep in mind with the starter room challenge is the fact that the zombies are pretty crazy. I mean, I do have rampage inducer on, but that's just because I want to get this done much quicker than usual. But I mean, you don't need to use it, it just will take a little bit longer. There are also other charities that I've seen regarding, of course, kids that have cancer or anything related to supporting the homeless. And I just feel like overall, like those charities really do help a lot in our community. And I just feel like, you know, seeing that we're able to help people around the world, it's just something that I'm always proud of. And I'm just glad that people in this world always have a heart, and especially like people like us. I appreciate the people that are loving, caring, and compassionate in this world because of course there is a lot of negativity on social media and also many other platforms. And I feel like us, with the fact that we're able to see the great in everything, it just makes a positive change and also encourages us to make better choices. And in this case, we're the good of the people. What makes a great Call of Duty Zombies map? A lot of times I feel like most of us think that, oh, maybe it's just the map layout or the wonder weapons or the Easter eggs or even pack-a-punch or the type of bosses that are on the map and the atmosphere. And I feel like overall all of those apply, even the replayability. I mean, on one hand, it's like you want a map that you can play a lot over and over. I mean, think about it. Mob of the Dead, Origins. These are maps where people want to play over and over because they have great wonder weapons and also the layout is pretty easy to understand. And it's interesting because Paradox Junction is literally like Mob of the Dead and of course other maps combined. And I feel like in this case it's actually pretty cool to see that, especially in the modern zombies. So far the Black Ops 7 Zombies maps have actually been pretty decent. I mean, weapons you have such as the Necrofluid Gauntlet, then you have the LGM-1 Wonder Weapon, and of course you have other wonder weapons like the Jotun Star and then the Necromancer. And I just feel like it's actually a pretty good selection of wonder weapons. Now like I said, I just feel like overall like that also makes the map pretty good. And then another thing of course is the Easter egg. Now I will say Ashes of the Damned Easter egg, it does take some time, it's not easy. And then of course Astra Malorum is pretty short I would say, but at the same time it's like pretty straightforward. Now of course, as you guys have known, I've already done guides for those, and I feel like with the starter room it's like, okay, there's not really much to do, however just survive. And I feel like it does give off that classic zombies feel because of course you don't really have a lot of resources to work with. One thing I will say about Black Ops 7 that I really do like though is that the bosses are only like 1 or 2. And I feel like compared to Black Ops 6 where there are like multiple bosses that spawn in every single time, I feel like this game, yeah, they do spawn in somewhat, but not as often as they usually would. And I feel like that makes it so much easier just to focus on the zombies. And it's like something that I think about all the time when I'm playing, and it's actually pretty cool. I mean, sometimes it's like, do you want to go up against multiple enemies or just 1 or 2? And I feel like 2 is like the perfect amount of number, just because it just makes it more fun and engaging, and especially when you're using like stuff like ammo mods that can kill them pretty quickly. Another huge thing that you want to consider is the atmosphere, meaning where is this map located in? Is it in Norway? Is it in Japan? Is it in America? I feel like the more locations that every single zombies map has, the more variety there is, in the sense that it's always in a different location. It would be boring if multiple maps took place in the same location, like for example like America or Japan or like Russia. And I feel like having the variety really helps with being able to build that environment where it's like, you know what, I actually like to play this once in a while, because then I like to think about the fact that of course there's things going on around this area. One thing I also like is when the wonder weapons are also different too, like either you have melee types or like a submachine gun variant, or like an assault rifle, a sniper, a light machine gun, like anything that's related to a wonder weapon type of class. Like honestly, it's actually pretty cool, because then it's like it just feels more special, and also something that's like, you know what, I'm going to use this as well. I mean, like the Ray Gun Mark II is kind of like a assault rifle hybrid burst weapon, And then the ray gun is more so like a pistol that has explosive damage, similar to the M1911. And I just feel like honestly that's actually pretty cool to see over time. Now that we're going up against the dogs, as you can see, we're getting a little bit stuck right here, but the good thing is that of course the fireworks is easily able to kill off these dogs. And then from here we're of course going to move onto the other side. Man, I'm just trying to get here, but this freaking trash can is getting the best of me. And like I said, I feel like every single map, it's like you want something to define it regardless. Some maps that I've played in the past, I feel like don't really have the best replayability because it just feels bland and boring. However, so far, the maps in Black Ops 7, honestly, all of them, like you have some form of replayability. I mean, Paradox Junction is pretty chill and cool map, and then other maps like Astra Malorum have so many things. Like for example, you have the space atmosphere. I mean, the fact that it's on a head on near Saturn is actually pretty cool. And you have the LGM-1 Wonder Weapon, which has an alien that shoots out these UFOs. And then you have Ashes to the Dam, which has multiple locations inspired by transit. And you have the Necrofluid Gauntlet, which already is a cool wonder weapon in itself. It's like a melee slash splash damage weapon. And I feel like, you know, over time, it's like as we see more and more creativity from Treyarch, I feel like it just makes it so cool to be like, you know what, I want to play this map over and over. And of course you have Tornrite with the Yodon Star Wonder Weapon, which is a melee lantern, which is crazy. I have never thought that they would ever bring a lantern type wonder weapon. I mean, it shoots out freaking balls, that's insane. And of course, the one that's most impressive of all is Kuwakujo, which has the Necromancer Wonder Weapon. I mean, it's a freaking cat. I mean, I will say that funny enough, Treyarch did not tease this fully in terms of the videos. However, they did show it off in the blog post, and we were like, what are these cats for? And it's like, it really made sense once we got our hands on the Wonder Weapon. This is what has made Black Ops 7 so much popular than ever, just because it has so many things to offer. You got perks, you have everything you've always wanted, and I feel like this is like the true evolution of modern zombies. And as you can see, we're using a disciple injection, which is actually pretty solid on this map. Now I will say that against mimics it does take some time to kill, and then dogs is pretty quick. But just the fact that of course you are in a close tight space, it's like using a type of equipment that can help you kill the zombies faster is very essential. And as you can see so far, I'm just sucking out their souls so that I can stay alive longer. And then what I'm going to do is just go over here. The disciple injection is still keep on going. Now I will say at first I didn't know what the screen was for, but it's actually very useful, like if your teammate's trying to revive somebody else or whatnot. To be honest though, I think the Mangler injection from Black Ops 6 is still better. I don't know, I just feel like it killed zombies much more faster, and it was just cooler to use. I mean, you had a freaking cannon that you could just shoot out and kill multiple zombies. The disciple injection is pretty decent, but at the same time it's like it's always good to see something new. Now we're going to grab this insta-kill, and man, insta-kills, look at that, literally kill those zombies so much quicker than anything. I do appreciate that Treyarch added camos that you have to complete in cursed mode. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's like every single difficulty on every single map, you have to do the Easter egg just to get specific camos. Now I will say one thing is that I wish you could use those camos in other game modes as well. Maybe in the future they'll let us do that, who knows. One thing that I will say about this is the fact that I feel like modern zombies definitely does take some inspiration from old classic zombies. I mean, cursed mode is a perfect example of it. You can literally get points from shooting zombies, and then you could just melee them to get multiple points, especially if you're using melee macchiato with a certain augment. And I feel like cursed mode is exactly the answer that many people wanted. And I feel like overall it's like a pretty great addition to the game, and it also expands upon the formula. And I just feel like a lot of times people just want the classic zombies back exactly the way it was, but it's like the thing is that in life everything evolves no matter what. Now I'm getting stuck right here, let me just kill these zombies. Come on man, and I got down. Are you serious? Now I'm going to revive myself, and I'm going to try to get perkaholic. Hopefully I can succeed. Let me just go over here this way and kill these zombies. And the thing is that without perks it just becomes much more difficult than usual. I'm trying to activate fireworks, but that's not working. Let me see if I could try to get this gobblegum machine, but nah, the zombies are still right in front of me. Let me go back. I'm gonna punch them, and nah, we died. That sucks. But we'll come back right now, don't worry. We are back in round 46, and we're going to use Modified Chaos. Now the purpose of this gobblegum is that you can trigger ammo mods more often. And I feel like in this case it's like you want to go for the zombies that have the least amount of course armor on them. And that kind of sucks because I feel like the higher rounds you go, you have to rely on the Raider Mark II just to get rid of the armor and then shoot the zombies with the Carbon 57. And I feel like sometimes it's like you have to use Frenzy Guard at all times. Once I'm in a situation like this where I can shoot the zombies freely, then that's when fireworks will trigger. Sometimes if you shoot them more than once, they could trigger both times, but other times it's just like, okay, it's just once. And I just feel like in this situation, it's like, that's why it's great to switch to your weapon anytime. It's crazy to think that Black Ops 7 Zombies has gotten so many updates. I remember when this game first came out, people were saying that Black Ops 7 was going to be the worst. It's just a copy of Black Ops 6. And I told people, hey, no, it's not. It's completely different. And I just feel like in this case, I mean, you guys can see for yourself, it's like, when you look at this game, yeah, I can see some elements of Black Ops 6. I mean, it's completely different. You have so many gobblegums bubblegums, kill streaks, weapons, and also conversion kits. And what's great is that more content is coming along the way. Now of course the Grim Reaper is actually a pretty decent score streak for this map, because of course it does a lot of splash damage, but sometimes you do gotta be careful, because in this case luckily my quick revive activated, or else I would have been down pretty easily. And then from here what we're going to do is just keep on shooting at them and then try to get to this area over here. I just feel like the hate for Black Ops 7 is not justified. It's like, yeah, a lot of people say that it is a copy of Black Ops 6, but in reality it's not. I mean, there are so many differences I can count off the top of my head, and I just feel like with this game it's like so much fun. I mean, you have so many things you can do so far. You can wall jump, of course you can use many abilities, you have so many ammo mods, you have just so much potential in this game, and I just feel like I'm having fun with it. Now of course there are some things that do bother me, but overall it's like, it's just cool to see that so many elements of previous games are in this one. I mean, it's pretty cool that they brought dogs back to this game, and especially on Nuketown. I mean, that's pretty classic if you ask me. And at the same time, it's like, I will say that mimics can get to you. However, for me, the way I see it, it's like another extra set of challenges. And of course, we're going to use this Hellhound Gobblegum. A lot of people have been saying that it's not really as good as it should be, but let's test it out. And so far, it's not really doing much for me. Come on, Hellhound, kill these zombies. It's just up there doing nothing. I don't know why. It's probably stuck or something. Trying to get some treats or whatever. I don't know. But let me just get these ones. So far, it's just looking at them. Hopefully, they get a buff pretty soon. And as you can see, man, Fireworks are just carrying it pretty easily. You know, when I was thinking about making a video on this map, I just knew automatically, hey, Fireworks is going to be the best ammo mod for this. It's so useful, and I just feel like in many situations it's like pretty underrated. I'm surprised that a lot of people are not using this combination of Fireworks, specifically in the augment section. And it's like, you know what, sometimes it's like you might have to discover yourself, but in this case I'm showing you the best. Let's go guys, we made it to the round 50 starter room challenge on Paradox Junction, and let's check out this calling card in the main menu. I'm going to show you guys how to access it right now. To access the calling card, go to the career section, go to customize, and then from here go to calling card, go to the zombie section and select rarity. I'm first going to show you the Noir Prowler's calling card, which is first achieved on round 25, and it looks pretty solid. I mean, I think it is pretty well fitting for this map. The second calling card that I'm going to show you guys is the Vivid Prowlers, which is basically the same thing except that has a little bit more color in it and is achieved on round 50. And I believe that it looks pretty great, and I just feel like it's nice to have two of them regardless of what you choose. This has been a full breakdown of the round 50 starter room challenge on Paradox Junction and Black Ops 7 Zombies. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video.